Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining. In this video I want to share with you how I set up my bullet journal for February 2022. And as you've already seen in the title probably, I decided to go with Haikyuu for this month, and it actually has a reason. February is the birthday month of one of my closest friends, and she requested it, so I decided, yeah, let's do that. It's an awesome anime. Let's go for it. And as I already told you before, in my setup video for 2022, I unfortunately skipped January because uni was a lot. This is also the reason why this video is so late. But hey, it's here! I still wanted to share it with you, even though it's late. But back to topic, as I already told you, I decided to go with only anime-related themes throughout the year. And yeah, I hope you will enjoy that. So, my cover page. I drew, I think, 26, 28, I don't know, something like that, characters throughout the entire setup. So they are not gonna be perfect. That would have taken forever, and this already took forever. So yeah, bear with me. They are more like sketches rather than drawings. But I still really like how it turned out, except for Yamaguchi. You will notice I can draw him. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, I don't know what my deal is with him. So as you can see, I decided to go with kind of the main characters from Karasuno for my cover page. And just drew all of them, Hinata of course in the middle, and underneath that I tried to mimic the font of the actual anime title. I think I did a pretty good job. It wasn't that easy, especially since I couldn't find the font to actually base all of the other letters that aren't included in the word Haikyuu. But yeah, so I had to be creative, but I think I matched the vibe pretty good. Oh, and just a little disclaimer, I just wanted to let you know, like, I spent a lot of time on the setup, but I decided I want to do that because I want to improve in drawing, and when I do setup like this, I do have to draw a lot, so this is kind of my drawing practice. And since I want to share it with you on YouTube, I'm kind of dedicated to it as well, because I know myself, I have so much stuff I do in my life. If I just say I want to practice drawing, this is not going to happen as frequently, but if I say I have to finish that setup so I can put it on YouTube and show it to you guys, and hopefully post more on Instagram as well. So go follow me. Thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of more dedicated to it, and I will actually do that. But if you're thinking about bullet journaling and starting that, and you think to yourself, but I don't have the time to draw, I don't think I'm good enough to draw that much in my bullet journal, don't worry about that. The original bullet journal is just really bullet points, no colors really, just black and white, just a list for you to organize your thoughts and organize your life. All the fancy drawing stuff came later and is completely not necessary. If you like that, do that. Or just say to yourself, like I did now, use it as drawing practice. Like if you want to get better at drawing, this is a great opportunity. Use it. But if you don't have the time for that, don't worry about that. A bullet journal is there to help you, not to slow you down. So just wanted to throw that in there. The next page is my monthly log, and there's actually not a lot to tell you about that page. It's just a calendar where I can put in all of my appointments throughout the month, and at the top I decided to put Hinata with crow wings, like you can sometimes see throughout the anime, and at the bottom I drew out the quad, which is kind of like the dimension isn't quite right. I noticed that once I finished drawing it, and then I couldn't change it, so we're just gonna go with it. And I wanted it to kind of look like a spot that's above the chord that kind of makes it stand out of the page. So I drew everything around that in gray tones and then just left a part blank to kind of mimic that look of a spotlight. I just want to use the time real quick to address the supplies, or the main supplies I used. I actually used different fine liners than I used before. The only reason is I noticed that my fine liners I used before, the Unipin fine liners, were kind of empty, and Amazon didn't ship fast enough. So I just ordered others from Amazon, which had quite good reviews. They were really cheap actually, so I was kind of scared that they would smudge too much or they weren't really black. The black isn't an issue, and the smudging is okay too. So they work pretty well. The only thing you can say they aren't produced very well. Like you can see maybe through, I don't know how well you can see it on camera and sped up, but on my hand I will have a lot of like black stuff, which is actually the print from the pencils, which comes off so easily. But other than that, they do work pretty well. The only other small thing I noticed is starting with the size 0.3, it starts smudging when you use a ruler. It's not like the worst smudging. Just to keep that in mind if you want to use them. Other than that, I'm pleasantly surprised, to be honest. I can link them down below if you're interested. As you can see, this is my habit tracker. Again, I used the font from Haikyuu and then just drew out a bunch of calendars, like kind of calendars, with 28 boxes, and every day I complete a habit, I will fill in one of those squares. Above that, I wrote out the habits I decided on later, and underneath the trackers, I decided to include Tsukishima and Yamaguchi. Same problem. I can draw Yamaguchi. I really don't know what my deal is. But yeah. And then I also, of course, wrote out the habits I wanted to track above the trackers, and that's pretty much it for this page. So not a lot to say to that. For my mood tracker, I decided to use volleyballs. Kind of a mix of volleyballs that actually show up in the show and volleyballs that are just school themed. So like the first two in the top row are the ones they actually play with in the series, and the other ones are themed based on schools. For example, Karasuno, Shiratorisawa, Aoba Yosai, etc. And then I dedicated a mood to every single one of these volleyballs. And every day I will just draw the volleyball that matches my mood and color it in, and yeah, self-explanatory kind of. The next page is my sleep tracker, and here I just added Sugawara and Daichi. Underneath I just have like the numbers 1 through 28 for all of the days in the month, and next to that I wrote out the numbers 1 through 24 for the hours of the day. And the idea is that I can go in every day and just mark the time I have slept throughout the night. On the other side, I just have a little brain dump where I can just write down things I don't want to forget. And here I decided to draw Kageyama and Hinata doing their really weird and amazing toss. And just that angle of Kageyama's head is so weird. I was like really struggling with drawing it, and I don't think it's perfect yet, but yeah. It looks a lot better than a couple of times I tried it before. Like I said, I mostly went with how it turned out, but that was just weird. I should have photographed that and just shown it to you, like what it looked throughout. It was so funny. It was, yeah. And one fun fact. So first of all, I know this video is probably gonna be a little long, but since it comes out like in the middle of February, I didn't want to split it, because then like my weeklies would come even later than that. So I decided to put it all in one video. So I'm sorry if it's too long. Just let me know in the comments below if you like prefer having them separated from each other, or if I should put them in one video. that would really, really help me out. So yeah, thank you. And if you like this, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I haven't posted in a while, but it's coming. And I'm not only gonna post like pictures of the setups I'm doing, I'm also gonna include some cosplay pictures soon as well. So if you want to see that, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. And when you're at it and you like cosplay, you can also follow me on TikTok. Till now, I think I only uploaded, I uploaded like 1 or 2 videos from Elsa. But other than that, it's only My Hero Academia. But this is gonna change soon. Like the end of this week or next week, I am going to receive my wigs for Kageyama and Hinata. So they are gonna join soon. Then I also have Asuna. I already have her lying around. I just need to use her in videos. I have Inori from Guilty Crown, which I'm gonna show you soon. And I also planned on doing Lucy from Fairy Tail, but this one is probably gonna take a while since I want to make the cosplay myself, like sew it myself, and I'm currently doing Toga first. But yeah, that's coming. And, oh, I almost forgot. And I also have Victor and Yuri wigs from Yuri on Ice. So yeah, coming soon too. So I would really appreciate it if you would follow me on there. Thank you. But back to the setup. Next step is probably the one that took the longest. So as you can see, I drew Kuro and Kenma from Nekoma. Then I also drew Oikawa and Iwaizumi from Aoba Yosai. And Bokuto and Akashi from Hokonodani. And last but not least, Ushijima and Tendo from Shiratori Saba. In the corners, I just added some volleyballs to fill in the corners. And then I colored everything in the school colors of the teams. And that's the end of my monthly setup. Now we're going to my weekly setups. Before we go there, just a little disclaimer. This is going to include spoilers. Not major spoilers, don't worry. But I dedicated each weekly setup to one of the characters and what they are doing at the end of the manga. So for example, their jobs. If you don't want to know that, I'm just going to name the characters I used. Asahi, Nishinoya, Tanaka, and Ukai. If you don't want to know what they are doing at the end of the manga, turn off the video right here. I don't want to spoil you. If you do know what they're doing at the end or you don't care, it's really not a major spoiler. It's just fun facts. But if you don't care, I would really appreciate it if you stick around. And yeah, let's dive in there. So first is Asahi, and he's in fashion. So I drew a bunch of sewing stuff. And I'm so happy with how this turned out. The characters I used throughout these setups that are following are actually the favorite characters of my friend, whose birthday month it is. So I thought it would be nice to use her favorite characters in here. And yeah, just if you're wondering, the numbers next to the boxes are supposed to be the hours of the day. And the idea is to at least a little bit plan out what hours throughout the day I use for what. Because I tend to procrastinate lately, like so bad. Which is also like the fault of winter, especially winter in Germany. It's so dark and so gloomy, and like you can be so happy if you can see the sun or just have a little bit of brighter sunlight. Like it's always cloudy, it's always gray. So you're not really motivated to do stuff. But I have a lot of stuff to do, so I don't have time for that. So I kind of want to force myself to do more, to kind of visualize how much time I have for everything. That probably gonna motivate me a little bit. So that's pretty much all I can say to that. Yeah. Next page is Nishinoya, and Nishinoya is traveling actually with Asahi. So I thought it would be fun to write all of my appointments and everything I have to do in the shapes of countries. I hope you can kind of see what country I mean. I think I did a pretty good job with that. So this is my favorite page of the entire setup, to be honest. I think Nishinoya looks quite good on the side, and I'm really happy with the idea of, like I said, using the shapes of the countries as the boxes. So yeah, to kind of make it a little bit more interesting, I then also added some paper planes. And I chose to go with Nishinoya here because that's her favorite character. She's gonna cosplay him later this year too, when we're going to a con together, and her birthday is on the 12th. So what better week to use Nishinoya in than her actual birthday week? Next up is Tanaka, and he's a personal trainer. So I just drew a bunch of training stuff at the top and sport stuff at the top, then him on the right side of the page. And I thought that layout would fit better than individual boxes, because it kind of reminds you of a training schedule, I think. So I thought it would fit quite well. And then, since I still had a little bit of space left, I added a quote from Tanaka. And it says, "What's lame isn't losing the match, it's being scared of the match." We are already at the... Already, yeah. We are finally more at the end of the setup. And this is Ukai themed. And he continues coaching the Karasuno volleyball team. So just a bunch of trainer and volleyball stuff. And for the boxes, I decided to kind of make them look like volleyballs. And that's it. I have nothing more to tell you. I'm gonna show you a little flip through at the end of this video. So if you want to see everything, yeah, stick around to the end. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. For the next month, I'm going with My Hero Academia. And this time for real. I actually planned it for January, and then uni was just so much that I didn't get the chance to actually do it. And I didn't have a bullet journal throughout January. But I'm gonna do it in March now because it's my boyfriend's birthday month. And I let him decide what anime he wants to see. And he decided on My Hero Academia. Then also don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments what your favorite page of the month was. Thank you so much again for joining and watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!